Hello there, my good YouTube people. It's Bridget back again from It's Your Time channel. And I am so super excited, but I think I'm a little bit, just a touch disappointed because we're down to our last two entries in the Capricorn Chronicles. So today we're going to discuss the topic of where do you turn to when you need support, coming from our cue card. And it's really interesting that that would come up because as you live a while and you mature and go through different stages in life, people come in and out of your life, right? We're born with family. We have grown up with friends, sometimes childhood friends, school friends, and then it moves on, some college friends, and we open up doors in our career, and we walk through doors in our careers, and we meet people. And then just the everyday, as you're crossing paths, whether it be in your neighborhood or, through a club or like a Facebook group or some sort of exercise group, we we find people. The universe sends us people, right? But I have to say that I am super super blessed. I moved to California over, what is it? Over 20 years now, 22 years ago, by myself. And God has just sent people into my life through all kinds of things. Sometimes people have stayed, sometimes they've gone. I had a friend that moved in with me from the East Coast, and so she was with me the first 2 3 years of that journey. And she thought she wanted to come out and kind of take advantage of the nursing world here in California. And that worked for her for a bit, and she went on to nurse anesthesia school, and so she left. And that was okay because by the time she left, God had already plugged me in with new people at my workplace. I am a nurse for one of the bigger healthcare systems here in Northern California, and there's a camaraderie for nurses and healthcare people, I'd say. But outside of the healthcare profession, God sent me a group of friends, and it started with one friend, and her name is Robin. And now we have a group of five from that one friendship, and we call ourselves Brax, the Brax. So that's the first initial of every of that. Brax stands for each of our names. So it's Bridget, Robin, Angela, Kareen, and Sandra, right? So they are phenomenal. They are my team. Go, Bridget. There to let your hair down. We take our yearly girls trips and do things together. We've been through times together. Weddings and life and grandchildren and all the things that go along with life and people standing with you and holding space for you, right? And I tell you, we're actually planning a trip now. We're getting ready to go out of the country this June. This is going to be our I don't know. I think it's our fifth annual girls trip, and it's just, of course, it's going to be a blast. We can just be who we are, um, not worry about money, cooking, uh, food, provisions. We just, we do a little planning beforehand, what everybody wants to do, try to make sure everybody has a little something that they like and they want, and then just enjoy the beauty of the water, the ocean, the air. This year it's ocean and air. We have done a couple of trips to Tahoe, and that was super fun too. But I'm just grateful for them. I also have a group of friends that are my nurse friends, and two different two different types of people. When I say that, there's different things that we talk about, right? The brats, we talk about life and career, and they're mostly corporate women. But then my nurse friends, of course, there's that special connection because we all met in the ICU. We worked in the intensive care unit all at the same hospital, and they have since they moved on. And just life happened, and different things for family reasons and health and things like that. They moved on to what is called our advice nurse center, and that was they kind of all left in different periods of time. But just recently, I think I shared with you guys that I had a pretty major surgery on my back. I actually had two. I had one on my neck, my cervical spine, and one in my lumbar spine. And after this last surgery in June, I really had to give it some thought and some prayer, because I'm one of those people that I love my job. I love what I do. I love helping people. I miss work when I'm not there. I miss my hands being busy and making things happen, making the connection from hand to mind to eyes, to watch people get better, even in a day, so that they can move on in their journey of healing and leave the ICU. It's something that fueled me for a long time. And I had a real hard time when I had to think about what was I going to do after the surgery. And it wasn't that I couldn't work. I could go back to work. I was cleared to go back to work. But getting closer to retirement, I started thinking about, I can go back, but what am I doing to my body? I am 34, soon to be 35 years in to nursing, and all of it pretty much was bedside, heavy duty, intensive care nursing. So I want to enjoy my life. I want to have, I think that, retirement, there's probably a couple of ways to retire, but I wanted to be able to get up and go and see the world and travel and hike and swim and dive and do things that I haven't done before, things that I probably would push myself to do more when retired, because that's all I had to do was enjoy myself and kind of push my limits, right? So I really thought about it. I thought about it and I prayed, and it took a long time to say that I finally got peace and pulling the trigger and saying that this year was probably going to be my last year in formal nursing, where I'm actually going in, clocking in, and taking care of patients. And with that comes a whole different spin on what you need to be supported, right? Because uh, then as I think about it, like the friends that I've connected with, people that I see every day or that I talk to every day, I'm not going to have those people anymore. So it's going to be a different kind of support. But because of how the universe set it up, the trips with the Bracks, celebrating our birthdays together with Bracks and my nurse friends, going out to happy hour and dinner, early dinner on Wednesday nights with my nurse friends, all of that has set me up to realize that I can have my relationships and my friends, and we can still connect and not have to do it in that same way that we started. You know, the Bracks, I met them. We were doing a lot of parties and lots of barbecues, lots of summer outings, and we still do lots of concerts. But when I thought about moving on, and even maybe even moving, geographical locations, I was like, well, what what does that do to friendships? And I'm a firm believer in, life does not happen to you, it happens for you. And I'm going to say that again. Life does not happen to you, it happens for you. All the things that I went through with those women, all those experiences that we went through together, uh, through sisterhood, all happened for a reason. And this new season of maybe not being in their geographical location, where we might have to communicate through Zoom or through FaceTime, that doesn't change anything, because we've already built that foundation. We already have that history, and I know that I can count on them. I don't care how many miles away. I don't care if it's a phone call, if it's a Facebook, Facebook Messenger camera video call, or a Zoom call, one of the organized Zoom calls, that we do when we want to work out together and things like that. Um, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that God gave me those people. I do my best to take care of those people, keep them near and dear to my heart. pray for them every day. I try to show up as much as I possibly can when they need me, and they do the same for me. So that's this episode, and I hope that that encourages you to dig deep, because a lot of people are dealing with friendships and dealing with loneliness, dealing with feeling like they are alone, or they're struggling through a lot of life's um, ups and downs by themselves. And that could be true at the moment. Maybe you are in that place at the moment, but I assure you that God will provide you everything you need and what you want. If you're in that place, pray for community, pray for a tribe that will be there for you. Know that you're going to have to be there for them too. It's a two-way street, but the universe will set you up for success. There are a whole team, family of people waiting to step into your life and hold you up like my friends, sister girls have held me up. I hope this was a blessing to you. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you back on the next episode for our last and final Capricorn journal entry. Blessings. Have a fabulous day.